Oops, my bad. Hey, how's it going? I'll be a little bit quicker this time because I've been interrupted twice now trying to make this video. I need to hop on it and get a GoPro so I can use my phone as what it was intended for, a phone. But anyway, so the market came in and I was trying to, get my watch list ready. I was watching a stock, IMPX. It didn't really do anything in the morning. And, that big ass green candle to the left is why. It kind of already made its move. It's like 265 to 380, 385, something like that. 380, 376, and 380. Yeah, so 380 was definitely the high. So 263-ish, 4, something like that, to 380 was the move. And then it kind of consolidated in between these two green lines right here, pretty much all the way out for the rest of the day. I mean, it did kind of make a move right in here, right as the market opened. But right as the market opened, we had this kind of falling candle right here. And while that happened, on the scanners, I got alerted to AVDL. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't have this set for you guys before, so we don't have to talk about the stock. You can just know it from seeing it behind. Okay, show position at the top. Boom. All right, so there you go. Now you can see it. So AVDL opens up, and then we're going to concentrate over here because the market opens up and it just surges up. I've told myself that we don't do any kind of trades unless it's a washout long. That's my play. And when you make the right choice, and here's the hardest thing about the stock market is the start. That first trade, it has to be, damn near perfect. And that can put a lot of pressure on people. And that's why it's just easier to wait for a wash. Wait for the market to tell you, hey, it's a discounted buy. Get it, get it. It's you need to take advantage of the irrationality of the market and the extremes. I'm coming to grips with what that actually means, and I know that may sound a little wonky or you have no idea what we're talking about with that, but it makes a lot of sense. You take advantage of the extremes that happen in the market. So it shot up. And I was like, all right, we missed that, which is cool. So it shoots up. It misses that. So now it washes out. And I get in right there at 871. Well, it continues to wash out. So that means I didn't read time and sales in level 2 enough. Another 30 cents. All the way down here to 840. And then it pops up and still made a good trade. I got in at 871 and then got out at 9. But if I'd have got in at 840 and got out at 9, it'd have been 60 rather than a 29-cent trade. Either way, still really nice. I missed the top of this guy, but not by much. That one only had a high of 920, so it only, so we missed it 20 cents to the top and 30 cents to the bottom. Just tells me we got to get better. I got to get better at reading to get that initial entry. But it also tells me that the washout long, it works. Right after that, this guy started coming up, TWMC. Now, the market opened here, and, I mean, it really didn't do much. That's pre-market. Look, it didn't do much for pre-market at all. But it kind of comes here and then just starts going ham. So it comes up, we got 30 to 75, so that's like a 50 cent, 40 cent kind of candle. There's also like a 40 cent candle, 60 on the low, 43 to 5. So I'm watching these lines right here because it's kind of trading. It was trading under it right at the market. So this line popped up, and I was like, okay, now we're above VWAP. This candle came in, and it was above VWAP for most of the candle, but it was red. But this one, it closed red. I didn't like that. I wanted, a strength candle to close green for me to get in. So then this guy comes in, and we got low of 458, high of 531. Now that is a pretty darn good range candle. So I'm liking that, and it's got a bigger top tail than it does bottom, which means it's more sold than bought. But this is more bought than sold, so I'm okay with that. It's more bought and sold than the body, and in the extremes, it's more sold than bought. Okay. But I wanted to get it. I was like, okay, now it shot up and went down below VWAP 1, 2, 3 times. I told myself, if it does that again, I'm gonna get in, and I'm gonna take it from below VWAP to that pop. That was my plan on this TWMC trade, and that's exactly what happened. This candle opens up right here, which was kind of right at VWAP. It shot down a little bit, and as it was coming back with strength, that's when I got in right there at 505. I wanted it at 5, but I still needed to get it a little stronger. And then just sold it for the quick pop at 537, even though I missed it, going all the way to 563. So I missed another 28 cents to the top side. I need to trust these plays a little bit more. I need to read a little bit better. I'm just getting like, oh, I got green out, which for me right now, while I'm growing my account and still kind of funding and everything like that, I'm perfectly okay with. If I get 20 cent, that's all I'm really looking for. 20 cents, that's my goal kind of budget. Well, then take a look at this action. Decent, less decent, but it got halted on this candle with that little bit of volume. Now, it was pretty volatile. It had a low of 577 and a high of 642. That's not even that big of a move, but it's a solid brick. So it is all strong. So it got halted here, and I told myself, first halts are always pretty good. First halts on momentum stocks usually continue to ride up. Now, I'm pretty certain it was a continuation play from yesterday, because I didn't do my due diligence and check Yahoo Finance. Corporation announces closing of the sale of its FYE segment and entry into credit facility for its e-tail segment. So I don't really know what that means, but it was yesterday. So it kind of went a little volatile yesterday. We're getting a little bit of the sympathy day today. So back to the trades. So it opens up, and it's kind of screwing around right here around this $7 range. No, $7.50 range, right? $7 range, yeah, $7 range. So I was like, you know what? It's like, if it comes back up, I'm gonna try to get it for the break of 7, just to see if we can get a little pop. Well, I took it at 698 on the strength, and then it comes back up, and I sell it at 715. And again, I missed it by 40, so 30, 25 cents. Again, gotta get better, gotta get better. It's all about getting better. But that's what we're doing here. So we're going over our trades so that we can get better. Still strong as hell. So this one opened up here down at the bottom of this guy, kind of towards this little VWAP. But I didn't take it, didn't trust it. And then my actual entry should have been right as it broke this candle right here for 723, or even at the top at 740. But I waited until around, and then I got in at 762. So if I missed both of those, 750 should have been my entry. Ended up getting out at 780, so it was still a pretty decent trade. 62 to 80 is 18 cents, so I can deal with that, but it went to a high of 804. I got out at 780. So there we go again, missing 24 cents. Let's see. I took, I believe, two more trades on it. 3 more, actually. Okay. So then we got here, and why did I buy here? I have no idea. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was just a lucky trade. Stupid. I shouldn't have taken it. I should have got in for this break right there, if anything. Because if you back it up and get a bigger, a better perspective, that was the highs. That was the highs right there at 8. I waited until 8:20 to get in. Not that smart. So then it comes back. I get out at 8:40. So we got my 20 cents. And then sold it at 8:31, and then I got back in at 8:40, and then sold at 8:45. So right here, not a big fan of how I traded it right there. Missing all kinds of levels that I should have been better on, should have known better on. So I said, you know what, Pat, get your shit together. You got lucky on those two, and you got out for got out for profit. But now if you're gonna take a trade, you need to take the right trade. So here, what bread and butter, baby, wash out longs. Boom, it washes out. I get in at 780. Let's go in further. Let's see how well I got that. Okay, not that bad. 780. It had a low of 772. So I only missed 8 cents to the bottom. I'm okay with that. And then I got out at 801, but it had a high of 855. So I missed out on 50 cents right there. But the mentality of a successful professional trader, which is the ranks of the people I'm trying to step in with, what we need to be worrying about. Sorry, I'm just closing my platform. What we need to be worrying about is, I forgot my train of thought. Sorry. Just concentrating more on one kind of play, one kind of stock, one play at a time. But it's important to get that first one right, and it's important to make sure that first one is a high probability trade that well, and that's going to be beneficial to you, for you to trade. It really is, because the one thing you don't want to do, and what I've been doing for the past, a couple of times, and I'm really getting tired that I do this, is I'll get in when I should be shorting, right? So I should be shorting where I get in. Then the stock corrects because it was strong and now it's not. And where I was adding to my position because I got in at the wrong time, I should have been taking it for the first time. So instead of taking it for the first time, I'm adding to my position, which is dropping my average down a little bit. Now I'm capped. The pop could only come up to my average. That I'm not really in that most advantageous situation where, I can add and really bring the average down to where the stock is. I can add what I can add. I can add, half the shares that I took back, but it may only drop my average by 20 or 30 cents. Well, sometimes that's not good enough, and I add and I still take a loss, or I'll be stupid and I'll add and then I'll add again and then it'll go really against me and then I'll just get frustrated and get out and take like a $120, $130 loss on a $500 account. You can't go around losing a fifth of your account on any day and expect to come back with success. It's just not gonna happen. And I was recently kind of running around with this idea like I gotta build up these good trading days. I gotta show the market, because the market is a living, breathing entity. I gotta show the market that I can do well in it. There are people that I follow. My mentor Mike with Investors Domain. If you don't know, you should, because he is the shit. But there are other traders out there. We're not gonna mention their names. Mike's really the only one worth mentioning. But anyway. There are other traders that I follow, and I'm like, well, why is he always green? And it's because he's taking stupid trades like I am, but why are his working out? And mine are going against me hard. It was to a point where I would make, $50, $60 and I'd lose 200 the next day. And I'd make $80 and I'd lose 300 the next day. And I'd make $100 and I'd lose 500 the next day. And I was like, fuck, man, thank God this is all on paper. And it's not a real account, because fuck, I can't do that. That is crippling level of trading. And it's all because I'm taking an impulse trade on emotion at the beginning of the day where I should be shorting, or I shouldn't be taking a trade at all. And as it reverts, that's where I should be getting in, but now I'm adding to it. And when it pops, I should be taking profit, where I'm either taking a small loss or getting out for break even. But even when you get out for break even, you still have commissions and fees. So there really isn't ever a break even. To break even on a trade, you need to make like $8 on the trade. Like, that's breaking even in the stock market. It's set up against you. So you got to make sure that you set the rules back in your favor. And before, it's getting a little long, so I'll get out of here. But it's kind of, you gotta fuck the stock, you gotta fuck the market like gambling and casinos fuck us. They take a game of chance and then they put their rules on it. Well, what do people like the movie 21 do? They took those house rules and then they made rules of their own. And when you do that and you're able to stick to those, that's where your edge, and that's where you can make really good impact in the market. And that's where you can get those green points in abundance. But you gotta be smart. All right. That's it for this one, guys. Peace.